Why XRP? What was the goal here?
Well, one, I'm definitely familiar with XRP. It's been, the backbone of a lot of the products that I've built in the past. Hey, listen, like a lot of the first properties that you heard of around XRP, it's fast. It's built for payments.
Right.
It's got a liquidity engine built into it via a decentralized exchange. By the way, this was 2012. Now you're seeing copycats, 15 years later. The XRP was built for institutional grade products, for real utility. You need more than a digital asset to make it work for the global FX market. You need more than a digital asset to make it great for payments. And that combined with the regulatory clarity around XRP, I made it a no-brainer. My vision and what I am passionate about is changing the world of finance for the better. And there's a lot of other use cases around, digital assets, from meme coins to the casino, as you put it. A lot of other things. Great. I'm not interested in that. What I'm interested in is the future of finance.
And that's one thing we have in common, guys. Good evening, everybody. Hello, and welcome back to another episode of your favorite crypto news channel, Good Evening Crypto. And tonight is going to be a very special episode. Now, I had originally had the intention of breaking down WisdomTree dropping their XRP ETF filing. I'm going to compartmentalize that for a moment because I've got some groundbreaking news that we're going to discover over these next 30 minutes, talking about what could be happening in the next 24 hours. We've got major news on the tariffs, on United States policy, and potentially on the jobs report that could dramatically change the momentum of the market. Now, we're looking at some bearish momentum here today. If things work in our favor over the next 24 hours, we could see a bullish reversal in the crypto space. But we already got over 1,000 live listeners here joining us tonight. If you're enjoying this content, smash that like button. And guess what, guys? Because I missed the morning stream today, we are doing a live giveaway during the evening stream. All you have to do, smash the like button, put your name in the chat. We're going to be raffling off a Good Evening Crypto hat. Johnny Krypto, hold that up one more time. I'm going to put it front and center for our listeners. We are going to have a regular episode talking about the topics. And at the end of the show, we're going to be giving away that signed Good Evening Crypto hat absolutely free here on Good Evening Crypto. Now, if it was up to me, I'd send one right to 1970s legend myself, but instead we're going to have to decide with a raffle this morning. And anybody who gives a live donation, so Angus Scrim with the $5 and the one whiskey, hopefully we can get a couple more whiskeys in chat pretty soon. Anybody who puts a live donation in, you're going to have double the chance to win. You will have a double entry in the raffle for the free hat tonight. But Johnny, before we get into all this great and exciting content, how are you feeling tonight? We had that great update earlier today with the Amazon Web Services being tapped to provide an AI solution on the XRP ledger. Some of the topics we're going to get into during tonight's episode, they're going to be even more interesting, as the next 24 hours could be extremely volatile with the U.S. Supreme Court tariff ruling. So if you don't know, now you know. We're going to break it down later on in the show. But Johnny, how are you feeling tonight? Thank you for being here.
I'm feeling good. It's a busy day running around trying to get everything going. But I want to say good evening to all the crypto maniacs out there. We love and appreciate you guys for showing up every single day. And I am working right now. I'm getting the raffle hat link out there. It'll be on the Twitter account in a couple of minutes, and you guys can start registering for it to sign up tonight, because we will spin the wheel tonight, Abs, and we will be picking one lucky winner who's going to get this special hat. But with that said, I know there's a lot of breaking news. I can't wait to hop into it. So I'm excited, Abs. It's been a while since we've done a live in the evening. I am happy to be connecting with everybody. Looking forward to it.
Everybody out there should be excited about a Good Evening Crypto live past 9 p.m. because anytime we do a 9 p.m. giveaway on this channel, anytime we do a live past 9 p.m. on this channel, we incorporate a free giveaway of merchandise. So if you join this stream, get ready. It's going to be a great show, and I couldn't be more excited. Now, somebody called me out. They said, Abs, you said you're going to be here every single day. You said you'd be live. So you know what I did? I called Johnny Krypto. I said, I'm a man of my word. I missed the morning stream tonight. We're going live 9 p.m. Eastern time. So I just want to make sure
I can vouch for that, guys. He literally called me. He goes, Johnny, we got to do a live today. He goes, I missed it. Everybody says every day I'm going to do one. And you know what? To Abs' credit, The man did a live today. He does not miss a day. Even when he's sick, with the cold, with the flu, in the snow, it don't matter. The man is always here, and we're living proof of that right now. But with that said, I'm going to go put the link to work so everybody can go click it. I'll be right back.
Greatly appreciate it. Thank you, Johnny Krypto. And of course, we're keeping it lighthearted. We're just having some fun tonight, guys. If you're enjoying this content, smash that like button. If you're just joining the stream, remember, we are doing a free giveaway. We're giving away a Good Evening Crypto signed hat by both Johnny Krypto and myself live on stream at the end of the episode. So be sure to stick around for that exciting content. And if you send a live donation or you sign up as a new member, we are going to allow you to have 2 names in the raffle for the free hat. So massive thank you, guys. And I am going to get into all the live donations, but I wanted to make sure I started off the episode by letting our listeners know I'm not bearish. Everyone is freaking out there. Sentiment is so bad. The XRP community is so nervous because we're not at $100 XRP right now. I am patient and I am excited about the beginning of 2026 for 2 reasons. One, quantitative easing. The Fed stimulating the economy with $45 billion a month. All throughout 2025, the Fed was dumping $20 billion worth of bonds on the open market. Now we're looking at the exact opposite of that. We are going to see the Federal Reserve purchasing $45 billion worth of debt every single month from January all the way until August. And what does that mean? When people have more money to spend, risk on assets appreciate in price. Now, we also have the extension of the debt cycle from 4 years to 5 years. That means that the debt will be realized in the year of 2026. And as I show you guys these charts all throughout today's show, I feel like you're going to come to the same conclusion that I am. The people are getting it wrong. I hope I'm right? I think I'm right. But it's going to be bad for a lot of people out there who think this is another 4-year cycle with a bear market after that September high. I think we are seeing something different in the altcoin price charts. And hopefully I can correlate these charts to that theory that I'm trying to outline today. But I wanted to start off today's episode just by showing you guys this chart right here. Now, what is this? This is the altcoin total market cap excluding Bitcoin. So this has Ethereum, this has XRP, this has everything besides Bitcoin in it. And as you guys can tell, since the end of 2023, we have tested this trend line 3 separate times. And every single time that we tested this trend line, it was a major buying opportunity for everybody in the altcoin space. Now, what's great about this is also we have the other indicator, the RSI. And I want to give a shout out to Clinton if you're out there. The RSI is at historic low levels for these altcoins. We are looking at a 13 on a rating of 1 to 100. Now, for anybody who doesn't know, anything below a 20 RSI rating, that is in oversold territory. So we are looking at an altcoin market that by definition is oversold. And that means $2.13 XRP, $3,100 Ethereum, $139 Solana. These assets are undervalued at these prices. And I think that after the stimulus hits the American economy, we're going to see some great price appreciation in the beginning of this year. It's not going to take that long. I believe 3 to 6 months until we get some really positive price action in the crypto space. But I apologize for this, guys. The video
sitting here in the first week.
Video's glitching out on me in the background. And what I was really getting at here is that one thing is clear. If everyone steps out of this space, speculators are at a low, risk is at a low, and it's a great time to be purchasing the assets that we're talking about throughout today's episode. We do already have 1,500 live listeners here. If you're excited, you enjoy this content, show us some love, smash that like button. I am seeing all these donations roll in. I got to give a shout out to 1970s legend. He said, give me the damn hat with a $100 donation. Listen, if you put $100 in, we're going to throw your name in there 3 times. So shout out 1970s legend. That's a word. Johnny, I'm sticking to my word. Throw 1970s legend in there a couple extra times for today's show. But I wanted to kick off an episode that I wanted to kick off the episode with a video that I thought Johnny Krypto would appreciate in particular. This is Cody Carbone of the Digital Blockchain Association, I believe. And what he's talking about here is how the Clarity Act is a couple of weeks away from being passed inside the United States. So the U.S. market structure bill is moving towards committee markups, and insiders say that it could land on the president's desk by the end of Q1. If you hold assets like Bitcoin or XRP, this is an update you cannot ignore.
We're sitting here in the first week of January to say, hey, we're going to have committee markups next week. That means this bill is moving forward and is moving forward fast. That is really the kickoff to the enactment. And so my hope is that we will see a bill to President Trump's desk by the end of Q1. That is the goal and the timeline that I'm working under right now.
So, Johnny, if we get that infrastructure bill on the president's desk in Q1, that is exactly what we would need to see the biggest companies in America start using blockchain products. And we've watched the groundwork be laid over these last couple of months. whether it's the regulation, the asset companies, or the digital asset treasury companies, which we're going to be breaking down in today's show. The world's largest digital asset treasury is set to go live inside the United States in only 10 days. And what is that company? That is Evernorth. Evernorth just put out this announcement earlier today. By collaborating with Doppler, we are advancing practical frameworks for deploying institutional XRP liquidity on chain with the goal of setting a higher standard for how XRP is used, managed, and scaled across global markets. What does this mean? They are working to give people like us the opportunity to earn a yield on our XRP, guys. One's in chat. If you may, or if you're going to purchase Evernorth, put a 1 in chat. 2's in chat if you're not doing it or you're still considering. I do want to hit a couple of these live donations and just give a massive thank you. Crypto Kenny G said, I was worried this morning. Glad you're live now. We appreciate you, Kenny. Shout out to you. Thank you very much for the $5 donation and the membership, my friend. Xavier Smith says $2. XRP will be number 1. Now, it's a long way to get to Bitcoin, 1.8 trillion, but anything's possible in this market. Johnny, I want to kick it over to you, and then we'll dive into many of the topics. With the Clarity Act coming possibly in Q1, could this be what we need to get these altcoins going?
I mean, absolutely. At the end of the day, you know how I feel about it. I actually believe that is the trigger. That I'm just going to sound like a broken record, Abs, but I'll be the broken record. To me, it will be the trigger for, it will be the final calling, if you will, hello to Wall Street to say, okay, it's safe to come in and play. The waters are safe. It's okay to come in now. I think that's what Wall Street's waiting for, Abs. We've seen it in the past. In 1996, we needed the Telecom Act to kick off the biggest bull run in history from 96 to 90, or from 97 to 99 in the internet bull run. I think it'll be a very similar thing. I'm not saying 3 years, but I think it will be a trigger to allow money to flood into this space. I'm not the only one saying it now. You're hearing everybody say it. So I do think it's different. Everybody has to be a goldfish. Got to be a goldfish. You got to have a 10-second memory. You got to forget the past. Forget what happened and think about the future. The 4-year cycles, gone. Bull runs, gone. Everything's going to get different now. It's going to be a whole new ballgame because, and this is my opinion, okay? Because now you've got the dynamics have changed. First of all, everybody thought this thing ran on a 4-year Bitcoin cycle. Nope. Take that idea, throw that out the window. Paul figured that out. We're running on the business cycles and the restructuring of our debt. And why does anybody matter? Why does that care? Why does it matter? Why do you care? Because that's when liquidity comes in. And guys, the stock market is nothing more. Just change the word stock. Take the word stock, throw it out the window, replace it with the word liquidity. And now you understand why liquidity matters. You understand why recycling of debt matters. Because we are in a liquidity market. It means when more money comes in, things go up higher. When more risk on bets come on. And when did that happen? When there's more free money in the market. When is there more free money, Abs? When, 2 things, when the Fed starts printing or when you restructure the debt and you pay off old debt and you create new debt to pay that off at a higher interest rate, means you put more money in the market and that creates more opportunity for things to go into risk on bets, and crypto is a risk on bets. So with that said, guys, think about it this way. We are now on a 5-year cycle this time. So I think this will be the year where we have the 5-year restructuring, new money coming in. And think about this. Now, the money's here, right? But it can't go into crypto. Not yet. But when the Clarity Act comes, Abs, now it can go into crypto. That's how I'm viewing it. That's what you're hearing big experts in the industry say. And that's why I think we're going to get a flood or a tsunami at some point in time. Now, you're going to say, Johnny, when? I don't know. I don't freaking know. None of us know. It's going to happen when, you know when you're going to know? You're going to see things go up. Typically, when you restructure the debt, it's 30, 60, 90 days before money starts finding themselves into the way of risk on assets because money moves slowly through banks. So we'll see, Abs. My guess is I think it's going to be a very, very exciting Q2. And with that said, guys, the link is now posted. Go to my Twitter account. It's at JohnnyCrypto00. We'll put it in the thing here, the link below. Just go there and you'll see the first tweet. It's up there, pinned to the top, or maybe it's right below the top one. Click on that link, sign up for the raffle. You have the next, however long this thing goes, until Abs is tired and we shut this thing down. You've got until that time to sign up, and then we'll be spinning the wheel tonight, Abs, and we'll see who wins that lucky hat.
Well, guys, yesterday was a historic day for XRP because it was the first day that we had outflows on the XRP ETF as well. If you're enjoying this content, smash that like button, subscribe to the channel. This is going to be a very exciting episode as we're breaking down two major topics. We've got WisdomTree dropping their filing for an XRP ETF. What's really going on here? Are institutions stepping out? I think not. Something different is happening. We'll get into that. We also have in the next 24 hours, two major announcements happening for the American economy. That's what we're going to get into for the first portion of today's episode. So with that being said, let's break this down. Big warning, the next 24 hours could be extremely volatile for all markets, not just crypto. Two major events are hitting almost back to back, and both can quickly change how markets price in the recession, the rate cuts, and most importantly, the growth of the crypto space. Now, the U.S. Supreme Court tariff ruling is set to come out tomorrow at 10 a.m. Eastern time. The Supreme Court will decide whether the Trump tariffs are legal. The market is pricing roughly a 77% chance that the court rules them illegal. If that happens, the U.S. government may need to refund a large portion of the $600 billion. This is the biggest vote we've seen in 2026, without a doubt, and probably the biggest one in 2025. Johnny, I'd love to hear some of your thoughts broadly, and then we'll break down some of the details.
You know, this is going to be very interesting because now they were already kind of baked into the market abs now that they happened. I mean, we saw the market come crashing down when everybody's fearful of these tariffs. And then finally, once there was this idea that these things are going to get solved, we saw the market kind of come back up. It's going to be very interesting to see how the market reacts. If 77% is baking in that this is going to get shot down, then that's kind of a good thing because then we're not going to see a big hit in the market, but it also means Trump loses some tariff power. So it'll be very, very interesting to see how this whole thing plays out, which way we end up going. If we go the opposite way and the Supreme Court ends up proving it, then it's going to shock the market, right? Because only 25% think it's going to actually go the opposite way. Then we're going to see a hit to the market. And the question is which way? And my guess is probably more to the downside than the upside. But you know what? Those always create opportunities. So we'll see which way it goes. But that's how I'm thinking about it, Abs. So from that perspective, guys, if you haven't already, go to the, you'll see it right here. Go to at Johnny Krypto 00 on Twitter or X in this case. Click on the Survey Monkey link that's there, and you can sign up for the hat raffle and put your name in the hat and give yourself a chance to win this unique. Only 3 of these signed by us 2 here. So you get a Good Evening Crypto 833 hat, and you put your name in the raffle, and we'll spin that wheel later tonight. So we'll see where it goes. But yeah,
if you're feeling lucky, you better get your name in the raffle, guys. And I want to remind you, if you sent a live donation in during today's episode, you're going to have double the chance to win in our free raffle. We're going to be giving you guys double the chance. We're going to put 2 names in there if we get a live donation of any kind. So big thank you, guys. And I do just want to remind you, I want to hear from you all. 1's in chat if you're bullish. 2's in chat if you're bearish. Now, there's plenty of reason to be bearish. There is. A lot of bears have a lot of sway in this market right now. Blockchain Backer is one of them, guys. And to his credit, he called those September highs earlier this year where he said, I'm going to be taking a lot of profit. I'm going to be divesting from this market. That turned out to be a correct move. But here's my thesis, Johnny. We are seeing something different. And I think there's thousands and thousands of people out there who watch this show every day who feel the exact same way. Like 2026 is going to be the year that everyone thought 2025 was shaping up to be. I like this analysis here from Dan Gambardello. He said, many are still using fractals to gauge the crypto's next move. I used to do the same before understanding the liquidity engine behind every cycle. For the first time, crypto is broken away from the 4-year cycle, and these bear market fractals are going to fall apart. That's how I feel. I think the bears are going to be caught off guard by the momentum of the market. And you tell me, guys, how is it that we have a great setup in the altcoin price charts? We've got the Fed buying back American debt. We've got RSIs on these altcoins and Bitcoins already at historical lows, and people think we're going lower. I just see something completely different in a lot of the charts that we analyze every day. And I think most people out there who watch this channel understand why we've come to the conclusion that 2026 is shaping up to be an exciting year. Now, Johnny, once again, the big news, we are getting a tariff ruling in the next 24 hours. If that happens, the U.S. government may need to refund a large portion of the $600 billion. Now, the other big news that we're getting tomorrow, the U.S. employment data is going to be released at 8 a.m. tomorrow morning. So all of this stuff, first thing is happening at 8:30 in the morning. Next thing is happening at 10 a.m. it is all going to be hitting the American markets right off the bat. We're going to feel this momentum early in the morning tomorrow. If unemployment comes in higher, it strengthens the recession narrative. And these numbers come out at 8:30 a.m. Eastern time. The chance of January's rate cut is already low. It's at 11%. Strong job numbers would eliminate the hopes for a January cut. So if we get bad job numbers report tomorrow, Johnny, we could see the Federal Reserve cutting again, and that would be great for many of the assets that we talk about. Now, weak data equals higher recession fears. Strong data, tighter policy for longer. These events together could make the next 24 hours a huge volatile move in the crypto space. I'd like to hear from you guys. What are your thoughts? Throw them in chat. We can incorporate them. Johnny, once again, with the job data, the tariffs, it's looking like tomorrow may be bearish, and I want our listeners to be prepared for that. What are you anticipating more broadly?
Yeah, I think tomorrow, my gut feel tells me tomorrow is going to be a bearish day too. I'm kind of leaning into that same sentiment. I do think that we're going to get a couple rulings that maybe aren't going to go so much in our favor. But, the reality is at the end of the day, I always look at these as just nothing more than just opportunities. It's just, we're going to go through these curves of up and down cycles, and they're just opportunities for potentially buy days. So that's how I kind of look at them, Abs. I don't really get too hung up. I don't worry anymore because I've lived long enough to see that, looks, the whole world could shut down like we did in 2020, and yet we're still here and the market's booming 5 years later. So you can't get hung up in the short-term view. You got to kind of put your blinders on and kind of be able to get past the short-term window because, Abs, I'm really, really bullish. Super bullish. You know that. We talk all the time on the phone. I'm super bullish for 2026 because of all the things we learned. And just like our friend Dan Gardabello, nice Paisano name. I love it. I agree with him. Everybody got it wrong. We all got it wrong. It's not a 4-year cycle. It's just a business cycle. It's a 5th year. I think this will be the year that we all thought we were going to get last year. I think everybody's got to throw away the fractals and how they were doing it and redo what they were doing. I respect BCB backer a lot, and I'll be looking forward to when he jumps on that ship too and goes, hey, yeah, let me look at that. But to me, that's why I'm going to say, tomorrow, I'm not really that worried about it. Whatever happens is going to happen, and I DCA every week. If we get a bigger red day, I may just double DCA. I don't even know if that's a known thing, but a double D. I may double D tomorrow. Instead of a single DCA, I may double down a little bit more. And that's how I look at these, as just those kind of opportunities, Ab. So that's my perspective. That's how I'm thinking. I'm not going to lose a lot of sleep over it. I'm really looking forward to Q2.
Well, guys, remember, head on over to Johnny Krypto's X account, and all you have to do is submit your name in there. Or if you send a live donation during today's episode, your name will be submitted twice to win the free hat that we're giving away during today's show. Now, I thought it would be a good time to have Canary Capital CEO break down what his thoughts are in 2026. He's anticipating a bearish year for Bitcoin, but a bullish year for altcoins. This is interesting. Here it is.
Would you change your position right now for 2026? Would you be bearish or bullish right now?
Well, it depends on the asset. If we're talking about Bitcoin, we'll start there. I am bearish on Bitcoin for this year. I do believe that October 6th was the absolute peak of this particular cycle for Bitcoin. And we're now in the bear leg of the cycle. And, we discussed this before, several reasons why Bitcoin has kind of, been pretty flat this year.
Yeah.
But my expectation is, Bitcoin dropped 30% from October 6th. And I expect another 20 to 30% down from here over the next 6 to 9 months until we hit another trough. And then we're, back into the next cycle and back into a bull market. I don't expect to see a new all-time high in Bitcoin in 2026.
All right.
Now, most cryptocurrencies are going to follow Bitcoin, right? But I do believe there's a divergence happening. And the theme of 2026 is going to be building. And it's going to be primarily tokenization of real-world assets, including stable coins. And any protocol that is heavily involved in this, and that does include XRP Ledger, or anything that's building real-world applications for this technology, which also include Hedera, I believe that those two assets are going to diverge from Bitcoin in this cycle. Now, does that mean that they're going to go up triple, quadruple in 2026? Probably not. I'm expecting low double-digit growth in price in 2026 for the handful of crypto assets that fall outside of, Bitcoin and all of its followers. But I do expect to see, probably positive returns, if not flat, while Bitcoin's down 30%.
Wow. And that's a really interesting analysis, guys. One's in chat if you agree, two's in chat if you disagree. Now, a couple things I agree with here, right? He thinks it's going to be a year focused on building and real world development. That's where I share a very similar opinion. Now that Wall Street is involved in the crypto space, we're going to see a lot of real world utility come into these blockchains, like smart contracts, leveraging stable coins, more efficient payment mechanisms. All of this stuff is going to be incorporated here now that the rules of the road have been outlined. And I love what this analysis, this person had to say in their analysis. They said XRP is no longer on the sidelines. It's about Wall Street momentum going forward. Here it is.
What we're seeing is that trend, Ali, is more and more Wall Street giants. Vanguard, for example, just coming out, huge 180, saying that they never wanted their clients to get involved with this stuff. Now offering access to Bitcoin ETFs, Ethereum ETFs, Solana, and Ripple. So I think we're seeing a huge kind of shift in that take being more of a minority than the majority.
And when people come to me and they say, guys, I don't know why you're bullish on XRP, it's a simple answer. I just go,
you don't know much about crypto. You know nothing about nothing. You fake news.
That being said, guys, we are going to get into the live donations because we've got tons of donations coming in. Johnny's going to be adding the names to the raffle. And I want to give a shout out to Chris Palmer. He says, good evening, guys. Good evening, Chris. I'm glad you're here. I missed you all this morning. My whole day was off because of it. That I take. See, that is why we're here tonight. I apologize to you, Chris. Those outside circumstances, they're very rare, but family comes first, my friend. So shout out to Chris Palmer, and I'm glad that we're back tonight during today's episode. Big thank you for the $5. Greatly appreciated. Reggie says, best show on the internet, $20 donation. I know Reggie wants that hat, Johnny Krypto. He doesn't have to say it. I know he wants it.
Reggie, I just added your name. You are on the list, my friend.
Big thank you to Reggie, guys. Shout out to him. He's going to be on there twice. This person says, PK disgusted Canadians. Shout out to the Canadians, guys. He said, appreciate you guys and the XRP army. PS, great looking cap. Let's go. Here's the free shipping. Thank you for the free shipping, guys. We appreciate it. Yes, we do cover the shipping costs here on Good Evening Crypto. I promise you that much. Hitter says, hit me, Johnny. I don't know what he wants. Maybe he wants that old 833. For those who know, they know, my friend. So shout out to you. Lucas says, never missing a day. Classic Abs. Thank you for the consistency. Grateful as hell for Johnny, Abs, and Good Evening Crypto. We're grateful to be here with you all. And I was just talking to my friends in the sauna before today's episode, and I'm like, I cannot wait until these altcoins start getting some exciting price action, because right now, let's be honest, guys, it's about patience. It's about knowing what you hold, all these things. But at the end of the day, I can't wait to be making money with you all. I can't wait till we're reporting XRP at 270, XRP at 350, XRP at 450, $5, so on and so forth. Cannot wait for it, and I look forward to it. Thank you so much, Lucas Hawkins. We're going to be here for all that. Crypto Geek for the $5. Thank you so much. He said, is XRP price mostly hype? If so, will the Clarity Act finally give XRP its utility run for years to come? Appreciate it, guys. I want that hat. Shout out to you. You're going to have double the chance. Johnny, I think this is one you should answer because I know you're going to have a great answer for this one. The XRP price being mostly hype, this is true because it's speculation, right? It's a speculative asset. People are basing the price today on what they think it could be in the future. But the Clarity Act is going to open up the doors for utility, and it could lead to that 3-year bullish momentum that you've been talking about. What would you say to this listener?
So I would say this. I would say today it's priced in based on the folks that can invest in the space today. The Clarity Act is going to open up the floodgates so more institutions can come in, and it'll still be speculation. So it's just going to be a speculative run on top of speculation because we don't have utility. I mean, listen to every expert in the industry. They'll all tell you these banks, they're building it all. They're testing. They're doing prototypes right now. Guys, I'm in the technology space. Just because we're doing a prototype doesn't mean the whole world is connected and running. No, I'm sorry. It doesn't work that way. It means everybody's trying to figure it out. It's kind of like when you buy a bicycle or something that comes in pieces and you bring it home and you're excited. You got the bike, but it's in a box and you got to put it together. Does it work? Can you use it? No, you got to build the thing. You got to put the parts together before you can ride the damn thing, right? At least that's what it was when I bought bicycles back then. So the point being is that's what the way to think about it as an analogy is people putting the pieces together to try and figure it all out. And so this will be a speculation bull run, in my opinion, of what the future is going to bring 3, 5, 7, 10 years from now. In the meantime, don't get me wrong, utility is being built. Utility is happening, Abs. but we don't know who's going to win. We didn't know who was going to win in 96, 97, 98. We didn't know Amazon was going to be Amazon. Pets.com was speculated to be Amazon. They were going to be the biggest thing since sliced bread. Guess what, Abs? They went to zero. Sounded great in 1997. Pets.com. Everybody loves their pets. It was going to be the biggest thing since sliced bread. Gone. Zero. Kaput. Finito. And then here we are, Amazon, Red Hat, Yahoo, Google. All those took off and blew up, right? Same thing. So to answer your question, Greek, I know I gave you a long answer, but we had a little extra time since it's live tonight. I think it's going to be a speculative number on top of a speculative number. Utility comes later.
So there you have it, guys. Basically, what Johnny is saying is that we don't need utility to get a 3-year massive bull run. We just need rules of the road so people can bet on these assets existing in the future. And by placing that bet, it increases the price of XRP. So I hope that answered your question. Big thank you for the $5. Michael Guerrero, hopefully I pronounced that correctly, $5. He said, what are the chances of the Clarity Act not passing? Now, great question. Thank you guys for all that you guys do for the XRP community. Thank you so much, guys. I really hope you appreciate it, because one of the things that I feel like we have in the XRP community, we have a great future in front of us. It's so easy to be excited. It's so easy to be optimistic about the future. The future looks bright, my friends, and I'll say it all the time. You're going to get tired of winning. There will be a day and age when we're tired of winning in the XRP community. Obviously, that wasn't 2025, but I love what this user had to say. He said 2026 is the XRP year. We're going to come back to that donation. What are the chances of the Clarity Act not getting passed? I would say about 35%. I would say 65% chance the Clarity Act is passed, 35% chance it is not passed. Now, here's what you need to know. If it's going to get done, it's getting done in the first 2 quarters. That is one thing you should understand. So keep that in mind. If we get the Clarity Act, it's coming in the first half of 2026. Thank you for the $5, Michael. Greatly appreciated. Bobby Bacala, fellow Italiano out there, $5 donation. He said, thank you for always keeping us informed and pushing the positive vibe, even during the bearish times. You guys rock. LFG. Thank you so much. We take a lot of pride in that, guys. People out there, they're sad. You can be sad, right? We're just going to be happy over here. We're going to share that optimism. We're going to be excited about the future, because one thing we know, these assets were built to increase in price. Thanks again for the $5, Bobby. And you're going to get double the chance to win the raffle tonight. One of you guys is walking away a lucky winner at the end of today's episode. Now, Gustavon, cannot pronounce your name, my friend, $50 donation and the membership, greatly appreciated. He said, or they, she said, or they, them. You never know nowadays. 2026 is the XRP year. 2026 is shaping up to be the year of XRP, guys. And I've said that a lot. 2026 is our year. It is all coming down to the liquidity cycle, and I hope you guys understand why that's the case. Now, if you didn't, throw a 1 in chat. Do you want me to break down the Amazon Web Services update later on in the episode? We already did an episode dedicated to that earlier today, so you guys can go and check that out. We did just pass 3,000 live listeners joining us here on a Thursday night. If you're enjoying this content, smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and yes, I'm going to keep saying it. You're going to get an update every single day. Maybe not 5:30 p.m. Eastern time, but we'll show up and we're going to be here and we're going to be answering questions. I promise you that much. So thank you so much for the $50. Let's throw Gustavo in there. Let's give him 2 entries as well. $50 donation. Thank you so much, my friend. TE said, Todd. Well, thank you. I'm not sure what you mean by that, but hopefully, I think he's trying to say his name is Todd. Shout out to you, Todd. $15.93 donation. Very random number as well, but we're greatly appreciative. Thank you. There's no comment there. It's probably the funniest, best donation of the day. So thank you so much, Todd. Shout out to you if that's your name. Now, John Corteas said, risk on trends are inevitable, guys. Amen. Couldn't agree more. Johnny Krypto, comment there?
Yeah, absolutely. He's spot on. I mean, that's exactly what drives these markets up, is when liquidity cycles get reset or when the Fed prints, right? And in 2020, well, the Fed turned on the printing presses like they ain't never done before because of COVID. And so, boom, we saw a bunch of money coming in, $2 trillion, and a lot of it came into crypto. This time around, we're going to have a reset of the debt cycle. And so I think we're going to see a lot of that money. Think about this. That money wants to go somewhere to grow. And with rates coming down, who the hell wants 2%? Right? No. So that's why it goes and does go risk on. It goes look for higher interest rates because nobody wants 2%. It doesn't even keep up with inflation, right? When rates are 5 and 6%, people go put their money there because it beats inflation. But at 2%, you're not beating inflation anymore. So what happens? Money moves to risk. And I couldn't agree with John more. You're a spot on, my friend. Thank you for the $199. I agree with you. Risk on bets are coming in 2026.
Thank you, guys. We did just pass 517 likes on the episode. Can we pass 589 during the show? That's the goal for today. I think we can get there. No guns, just knives. Listen, not in America, man. We're pro. We need that Second Amendment, my friend. But he said,
come on, my friend. Never bring a knife to a gunfight. Didn't you see the movie? Anyway, come on.
Shout out to you guys. Happy New Year, Johnny and Abs. Thank you so much, my friend. He said, can you share your thoughts on Ripple and Amazon Web Services officially announcing their partnership today? Godspeed to you and yours. We're sending it right back to you. Thank you so much for the $10 donation. And we did a long form update today, but if you guys didn't catch the breaking news, Ripple is now testing Amazon's AI to supercharge the XRP ledger. What's really happening here? Ripple is reportedly exploring Amazon Web Services Bedrock AI to automate data and analysis of the XRP ledger. This is going to make the efficiency ramp up to an entirely new level. So the manual review that takes place right now, they have to do it with human beings. They need people like me and Johnny going in there, observing the data. That takes 2 to 3 days. But using AI-powered Bedrock here, the Amazon Web Services application, that can be minimized from 2 to 3 days down to 2 to 3 minutes. So with the XRP Ledger DEX liquidity hitting nearly $180 billion and new lending tools going live, this is going to lead to a massive scaling capability for the XRP Ledger. Long story short, what does this mean? More money coming into the ledger and being put to use through the AWS services. So hopefully that answers your question. We're going to see a lot of big companies start leveraging the XRP ledger, but this is an example of Ripple leveraging Amazon and not Amazon leveraging Ripple. Thanks again for the $10. Greatly appreciated. And Happy New Year, my friend. Poncho Hernandez said, spin it, Johnny. $5 donation. Poncho, you're going to be in there twice, my friend. We love Poncho Hernandez. He's been here every day for so long. Shout out to you for being a great listener. Psychosmos, a.k.a. Matt, shout out to him with the 589. He said, love this show, love Abs, and Uncle Johnny. Bada bing, my friend. Bada bing, bada boom. All the Italians, they know what we're talking about. Ray White commented, XRP will be as good as sliced bread. Johnny Krypto, I think it's better than sliced bread, but it depends.
Italian bread, though, okay? We want the Italian bread, not the white bread.
And guys, if you're confused about what's happening tonight, we are giving away that, Johnny, you can hold up that hat one more time. We are giving away the signed Good Evening Crypto hat for free during today's episode. Everybody who sends a live donation, you're going to have the opportunity to win twice. But everyone who just enters their name in the free raffle, you're going to have an equal chance to win. So all you have to do, head on over to Johnny Krypto's Twitter account, submit your name, and you're going to have an amazing opportunity to win that beautiful hat that Johnny just held up. Now, and that's
By the
Johnny.
way, you have to live in the USA. So just make sure everybody gets it. You're going to get a chance, but you got to live in the USA because we had a lot of shipping problems outside the US. Sorry, guys. The Postal Service gives a hard time. So you must live in the USA to win the hat.
And Johnny Krypto, I liked how you threw that banner up there. I'll throw that up one more time. I'm not sure where you found that one. The one that says you're perfect. Johnny Krypto's X page. You guys can see the link right there. If you don't know what it already is, if you're not following him, head on over to Johnny Krypto with a K, followed by 2 zeros on X. That's going to be pinned on his profile so you guys can easily submit your names and have a chance to win. Now, I want to give a shout out to JG Beck, who says, love you guys. Love your show. The love is mutual, JG. He said, when XRP goes parabolic, there should be a GEC meetup in Vegas. Now, I don't know if you're reading our text or something, but me and Johnny have been talking about having a GEC meetup in 2026. I don't think it'll be in Vegas. Florida is what comes to mind. Shout out to the Floridians. Go ahead, Johnny.
Yeah, I was thinking it'll be in a hot area, Abs, down south, though. So who knows? Maybe California, maybe Florida. Who knows? But it'll be somewhere warm. That's for sure.
Shout out to the Floridians, guys. Shout out to the James Fishback community. Everybody knows about my Fishback jokes, Johnny.
That's
John,
right.
Thank you for the $2 donation. He said, BlackRock is waiting on the Clarity Act. Y'all are great. Now, here's something interesting, guys. Earlier, I was watching Jake's stream last night, and he indicated at the beginning of the stream, what did he say? BlackRock, his belief is, has a deal with Ripple to be pre-allocating some of that escrow. Who has Ripple been lending that escrow to? Is there any pre-allocated escrow? Jake believes BlackRock is one of those companies that has XRP. So that's really interesting, something to keep in mind. Xavier Smith with a $2.99. Tell Johnny to show his XRP tattoo. Listen, you guys don't want to see Johnny's lower back right now, all right? So we're going to keep that tattoo hidden for the time being. Angus Scrim just doubled it up, went from 1 whiskey to 2 whiskeys. He said, my name is Cornholio with the 2 whiskey drinks. I don't even know what that reference is. That a reference to something?
Oh, that's definitely a reference, my friend.
I don't get it.
But to your backside. How about that? I'll leave you with that.
All right. We'll have to break that down later.
Speaking
now,
of backside, if you want to see our backsides, guys, if you're a member, all members of the GEC channel, you can see the personal videos of Abs and I when we did the cold plunge. What was it, Abs, about a month ago when we were at your house up in Boston? So if you want to see our backsides, you can see that, but you got to be a GEC member. You can click on the link below. It's somewhere down there, and you can join for, I don't know, $4 or $5. It's cheap.
Absolutely, guys. And I just want to remind you, make sure you have your notifications turned on for the Good Evening Crypto channel. I've had a couple people DM me and say, hey, I didn't get your notification that you guys went live. One of the easiest ways to do that, go to the YouTube, click on the notification bell, and every time we're going live, you're going to get a notification on your phone. But Johnny, a couple more donations here, guys, and then we're going to begin breaking down the WisdomTree dropping of the XRP ETF filing. With all the moves Ripple has made, how can people still be bearish on XRP? Seriously, that's what Brent said. Thank you for the $5 donation. Now, Brent, I'll tell you how. They're focused on short-term price action. Johnny, talk about it.
You nailed it perfectly. That's exactly right. People, as we say it all the time on the show, guys, don't look at the price. Look at the plumbing being built. But nobody's looking at the plumbing. Nobody likes plumbing. I mean, think about it. You know what plumbing's used for, right? Nobody cares about the plumbing. You want to care about the plumbing. You want to see the plumbing being built in place. It's good for Cornholio, too. He'll know what I mean by that. But at the end of the day, the price action is what everybody wants, but the price action is going to come on one thing, primarily the liquidity burst. When the liquidity comes in the market and all that money starts coming in, it's going to find a place. And we're going to see, I think, all boats rise. And that's step one. So you are going to get a speculative bull run. And then ultimately, for that price to maintain or go even higher, that's where then utility is going to be important, Abs. There's going to be two phases that I see to make money. And I don't know if you can find that chart that we used to use a long time ago. It's probably on my Twitter channel somewhere. It's the utility to adoption curve. And I would love to talk about, I'm going to talk about it. If you can find it, great. If you can't, no worries. But so there's going to be, envision like two curves. And there's going to be a phase right now where money's going to come flying into this space. There it is, where money's going to come in. And then there's going to be a massive opportunity there to take, there it goes. So see that yellow curve? That's like the price of an ecosystem of value, but it's before the full-blown utility is built. You could see the blue line down below. There's barely any utility. It's being built, but a whole shit ton of money is betting on the utility later. So they place bets on what's going to happen. And so that's what I think is coming now. And before we get that massive hump there, if I could draw on this curve and I can't, I would put a little arrow or check mark right before. Yeah, right there, Abs. That's where the Clarity Act, I think, when the Clarity Act happens there, just like we saw in 96, the Telecom Act, then it launches this massive amount of money, face-melting money like you ain't seen before. And I'm only saying because we've seen it happen in 96. I think it can happen again. And then what happens? Everything bursts, it explodes, it comes crashing down. A lot of money's made and it's gone. And then it comes back later over the years as utilities build. So I think there's going to be two phases to make money. So don't get disappointed right now. Just understand that there's money about ready to come in. I think that's going to drive the price up. Everybody's going to get excited. But right now, you are spot on, Abs. Nobody's excited because we're just sitting at $2 and everybody wants 10, 12, 50, 100. And we need that liquidity cycle to come in to bring us up. We need that speculative run. And I think that's going to happen in 2026. I really do. If it doesn't, I'm going to be personally disappointed too. If we're sitting here at 27 and we're at $2, I'm going to be pissed off too. I don't know what the hell's going on over here. But I don't think that's going to happen. I really think this will be the year we get that big burst. And it ain't because I think it. Just listen to all the big boys who are explaining how we messed up. They all messed up. The cycle was a 5-year cycle this year. And I think it's going to happen this year in 2026.
I hope you're right, Johnny Krypto, because I think the XRP community at this point, people are really frustrated, but it's like the ones who know they're going to be here. They're willing to hold for the long term, but there's some short-term traders out there that they're kind of escaping this market. Now, I do want to give a big shout out to the inner operator, AKA Keith D. Guys, everybody should go and check out this guy's channel. I just found Keith a few months ago. I've been watching a lot of his stuff. He does really great updates and analysis. And the video that you put out today, because I don't know if Keith's out there, I watch a lot of your content. The video he put out today was, they lied to you about crypto. And there was a clip that I wanted to show our listeners from his video We're going to show you this brief clip and break it down. We already got 3,500 live listeners watching on all platforms. If you guys enjoy this content, smash that like button, subscribe to the channel. We already passed, I'm going to give you the live like counter, 567 likes on the episode. Can we pass 589 during the show? Time will tell, my friends, but let me show you what it was like to be a crypto investor over the last couple of years, and then we'll get into the content that we're going to break down.
A lot of people are in crypto, and crypto really does seem to be imploding. But it goes from 3 trillion to 1 trillion. Why should it stop at 1 trillion? There's no real value there. But I would not touch crypto in a million years. And I think that everybody who owns these various coins, Solana, Litecoin, I do think you're an idiot. Okay? I did not go to college to get stupid. These people who own these things should not own them.
It's not a currency. It's not an asset value. It's not a it's not a medium of exchange.
So what is it?
It's a bubble.
I will say we are seriously skeptical as well. That's why I asked the Visa CEO that question.
Yes.
So guys, I just want to remind you, look at the prices that are on the charts here. Bitcoin was $11,000. Ethereum was $1,000. XRP was $1.58 at the time, and Litecoin was $200 in value. It just goes to show they were scaring people away from this market since the inception of this market, Johnny Krypto. And that's the game that we are up against here. If you guys want me to interview Keith D, throw a 1 in chat. I'd love to have him on the show. We can have a great interview with that guy. I know he's got some awesome stuff to share. And I want to give a big thank you. Couple more donations came in. I don't want to miss a single one, Johnny. This person said, best stream on the YouTube verse. Thanks for keeping us newbies grounded. Shout out to you, Chris Bitcoin. We're going to have to change that to Chris XRP. Shout out to you, my friend. Thank you for being here. You're greatly appreciated. Jay Grabber just became a brand new member. And remember, we are up to 283 members of the Good Evening Crypto community. Shout out to each and every single one of you. Sunday evening update coming soon. Joseph Ray, the official surfer of the Good Evening Crypto community. What did he comment here, Johnny? He stated, if my Texans beat the Steelers, Johnny, you got to get the Texans logo tramp stamp. Now, listen, I told you, he's already got the XRP logo there, and he ain't changing that to a Texan symbol. Johnny, you have any comment on this one?
You know, I just hate to tell you, Joe, sorry, I hit the delete button and your name just got deleted from the wheel. I don't know what happened. There's a technical glitch. Something's happening. I can't seem to get Joe's name in here, Joe. But good luck to your Texans. You're probably going to win because our coach, well, he's just not the smartest coach when it comes to out coaching anybody. So I'm not that excited about Monday night's game. I think we're going to lose, but nonetheless, Joe, I'll make sure that somehow we get your name on the hat, but I will not be getting no Texans tramp stamp or whatever the hell that thing's called.
Yeah, Johnny, leave the XRP tramp stamp. We don't need an NFL logo. Now, somebody said, right. Eric says, thank you so much. 2 months of being a member. Shout out to you, Eric. Smash the like button is his name. He said, grab a membership, y'all. Thanks, GEC. Thank you, Eric. You've been here every day. I definitely notice you, and you are greatly appreciated. Thank you for your unconditional support. Crypto Geek says, and the $5 donation, decided to become a cop to protect and serve my country. Absolutely. That is amazing. When I get the 10,000 from graduation, 5K will go into XRP. LMAO. Listen, your future self is thanking you, my friend, and thank you for your service. The cops, the army, the service members, that's what make this country great. Johnny, we couldn't be doing this if we were living in a country that was at war, right? The reason this country is so great is because we have that opportunity. Thank you so much to everybody out there who serves. Johnny, any comment here?
Yeah, I would like to say, first of all, Abs, whenever I see anybody in the service world, whether you're a police officer, fireman, firefighter, emergency service, military, I just always like to thank you guys for your service because you're putting your life, your risk on the line every single day to help protect us. And I know there's a lot of defund the police, this and all that. I got a lot of friends who are cop. I think that's bullshit. We should not defund anything that protects us. So, my friend, thank you for your service. I really, really appreciate you. And we love our whole entire community. But I do want us to give a special shout out to anybody who's in our chat that served publicly for us. We really, really appreciate you. So thank you for your service.
Absolutely, guys. And I'm going to double down on that. Thank you so much, Johnny Krypto. Now, guys, we are going to break down the big topic. I just realized we're 47 minutes into the episode. Let's start breaking down the big news because today we're going to start talking about this, the WisdomTree XRP ETF filing being dropped. Now, this is a $100 billion asset manager, and a lot of people out there are wondering, why wouldn't they want to give exposure to XRP? Well, here's something you should know. They have an XRP ETF product right now in Europe. So they dropped their American filing. They are still offering an XRP ETF overseas. And let's break down some of the details here. WisdomTree pulled its XRP ETF filing, but here's why you shouldn't panic. This is not an SEC crackdown on XRP. Bitwise, Franklin Templeton, Canary Capital, they've already been approved in their trading. So why did WisdomTree withdraw? Well, one, saturation. They were late. The market has already been dominated by the first movers. And we really saw this with Canary Capital, that even though they're a company that only has 200 million in assets under management, their ETF alone is already larger than all the assets they had prior to launch. Pretty amazing. Just speaks for itself, that data. Specific deficiency. The SEC will likely flag a technical error in their specific paperwork. That's a second theory. Here's the third theory. Strategic exit. By withdrawing now through Rule 477, they avoid a formal stop order on the permanent record. It's just business. It's not a ban. And there's a lot of speculation, guys, but I don't believe it's anything other than competition, being a late mover, and the fact that, I don't know. I don't see any reason why WisdomTree wouldn't be selling the XRP narrative to their clients when all of their competition is doing that. But Johnny, I'd like to hear some of your theories as well.
You know, Abs, I'm just trying to dig a little deeper too to see if there's anything out there why they pull it. I kind of think it's similar. There's one or two reasons, right? There's something technical that they know that maybe wasn't filed properly, you know, because remember when they were all going through this, there was a government shutdown, so maybe they didn't get what they needed there. Or number two, they realized, yeah, you know, we're late to the party. Maybe the demand they thought was going to be there isn't going to be there. There's a shit ton of these out there already, so maybe they just felt it's not worth it. You know, or maybe they're working on something else. So to me, that would be my three best guesses here. It says here maybe also they're trying to avoid a stop order. So again, maybe there was something wrong with the filing and they're afraid, hey, if we launch this thing and then we put it out there and they pull it, we got to stop it. And they're afraid, let's just yank the whole thing. And I wonder if they're going to come back and redo it, submit later, or they're just completely done at this point. We'll have to wait and see. But the reality is, to me, it's actually better because think about it. You've got 6, 7, or 8 already very concentrated ETFs. They're just going to get bigger. They're going to continue to absorb that demand as that demand continues to go there. So at the end of the day, it's probably more likely WisdomTree's loss than XRP's loss. I don't see XRP because people can find it. If people want an XRP ETF, there isn't going to be any shortage of finding them. So to me, I almost feel like it's more of a loss for WisdomTree. So maybe internally they decided, like you said, Abs, maybe the juice wasn't worth the squeeze at this point in time. You know, and BlackRock, this whole idea of, well, BlackRock's waiting for the Clarity Act. What? Why?
Before the Clarity Act is what he said. Before.
Oh, I thought somebody said they were waiting for the Clarity Act to come before they get involved. Wait, BlackRock will announce before. Oh, okay, yeah, okay, fair enough. Yeah, Jake. Yeah. I mean, maybe you know, I would expect that if BlackRock's going to get in, they're going to get in. They're not going to wait for afterwards. You already got all these other ones in there. So from that perspective, and that's cool. We like that we could be your decompression from your workout, you know. And not yet, Pancho. We're collecting a few more names, but we will be spinning that wheel at the end of the show, my friend. And we'll be sending out this beautiful, beautiful hat to one lucky winner who can wear it with pride. But with that said, Abs, I'll kick it back to you to go through these as I know you guys are seeing me look to the right. I'm not ignoring you. I'm just adding in the names as the donations come in to make sure everybody's on that wheel. Even Joseph Ray, even though you're a Houston fan, I'm going to make sure your name is somehow on that wheel, my friend.
Good job. He's a man of his word. And that's where I was going to go with this as well, guys. And this listener in chat kind of commented what I was thinking. WisdomTree rescinded its XRP ETF suggests that WisdomTree's decision is in tandem with the anticipation of asset managers like BlackRock potentially filing their own XRP ETF application. When I was going through some of my research, BlackRock and VanEck, two companies that are coming. And this person said BlackRock is coming. That's why I very much agree with that. Charles asked, Abs, are you having Kevin Maloney, the CEO of ITrust Capital, on still next week? ? We're actually working on this in the background. I don't think it's next week. I think it's in 2 weeks. So
we're working on it. We don't have the timing yet, but yes, the plan is we will be bringing the ITrust Capital CEO on the show to be talking some crypto, talking about the product. And you know what? Since you brought it up, I'm going to talk about the product, guys. So one of the things I want to talk about, you guys know why I love iTrust, right? You all know because of the Roth IRA program, and you get to basically buy crypto, see your crypto grow, and then pay no taxes on it. I mean, that's a beautiful thing since sliced bread, right? But there's another reason why I like iTrust Capital, and this is important too. And Abs, a lot of people don't know the story. So if you're a newbie, I'm going to tell you. Back in 2023, as you know, Abs, I had a hot wallet after Gary Gensler shut down a lot of the staking exchanges like Nexo and them, right? And you know this story, Abs. Unfortunately, the Atomic wallet got hacked and I lost half my crypto. I only wish back then that ITrust Capital was around and had what they have today, which is called a PCA account, or they call it premium custody account. The premium custody account is an account that they offer that is a closed loop account, meaning if that thing gets hacked, like my wallet got hacked, the worst thing that could have ever happened to it, Abs, would have been that the hackers would have gotten in there. And in this case, in the Atomic wallet, they hit withdraw and it sent it to their wallet. Well, if you have a PCA iTrust account, the worst thing that would have happened when they hit withdraw, it would have gone to my bank account. Now, why the hell could that be around 2 years from now? And I'd still have a good chunk of my crypto. So I am super excited about this new product. If you are in crypto and you're worried about your security, like I am and most people are, and you want the safest way possible to be able to put your crypto, reduce the risk, a cold wallet is one way. But again, the safest way would be having a closed loop account like this, where worst case scenario gets hacked, the money's coming back to your own bank account. That is the only place they can withdraw. So I encourage everybody to go check it out. I'm not saying you got to sign up, but go do your research. Click the link below, and you'll get $100. What is that? What do they get? $100 if they sign up?
Yep, $100 sign-up bonus, guys, and it doesn't work against your principal for funding your account. Now, Chris, you're out there. We're going to get you a wrench. That's what I'm working on in the background. I do want to update a couple of you guys on the live donations. So Jay Grabber commented, what is your honest opinion on Solana's price in the next 2 years? Now, I've got no foresight that you guys don't have, right? This is not financial advice. We are not financial advisors. This is not financial advice. When I'm looking at the Solana price chart, if I watch where it's going to go with the momentum of this alt season, $600 Solana, feel very safe putting that assumption out there in the next 2 years. So if you ask me $600, that's where I really think it could go. But again, that's just an arbitrary opinion. I don't have any insight that you guys don't have as well, just to put that out there. Child of King 777, and a big thank you for the $4.99, Jay. $2 donation. He said, GEC makes crypto fun regardless of the market. Thank you, guys. And Johnny, that is what I always talk about. I pride myself on making this market entertaining and keeping you guys interested in the space long enough to experience the huge gains that I think are coming.
Well,
Nick, go ahead.
I think it's great because, when you and I started this channel, what did we say we wanted it to be? I'll tell you what we said. We wanted it to be education and entertainment, right? And that's what we're doing. And that kind of comment just warms my heart. Thank you for saying it, because that's what we want this show to be. We want it to be fun. We want it to be exciting. We want you to come and learn, but we also want you to laugh and have a good time. And so I'm glad to see we're delivering on that promise.
Guys, I do want to remind you, we are giving away that hat in 3 minutes time. 3 minutes. We're going to be raffling off this hat, the Good Evening Crypto hat, absolutely free, signed by Johnny and myself, and we're going to be sending it to one of our lucky listeners. You can head on over to Johnny Crypto's Twitter account and submit your name absolutely free. Or if you send a live donation, you're going to get double entries during today's raffle. Now, this listener commented, can't say they're late to the party because price is still very low. Now, so that BlackRock doesn't make sense. Why would they let their clients miss out? This is Nick 4501 with the $7.99. I think that's Australian. I'm not sure. Can't say they're late to the party because price is still very low. I agree. So that and BlackRock don't make sense. Why would they let their clients miss out? I don't think they're going to. And it comes back to that interview from last year where Larry Fink, BlackRock CEO, was on Fox Business with Charlie Gasparino. And he said, can you talk about a BlackRock ETF? And he said, I can't. Didn't say I won't. Didn't say I'm not interested. He said, I can't. Brad Garlinghouse then goes on Bloomberg Crypto in that same week. And they go, oh, BlackRock's just referenced an XRP ETF. And he says, I know BlackRock has said some things. We can't comment on that. But I think it makes sense for the XRP community overall, right? These aren't the statements of people who want nothing to do with, like, if Brad had no connection to BlackRock, he probably would say, yeah, we got no connection to them, right? I don't hear him talking about any other company. So this is a pretty clear example of, once again, BlackRock being the game changer for XRP. Brent 4926 with the 589. Thank you so much. BlackRock has XRP already, most likely sitting in the Ripple escrow. They want price to go up first so they can take profits on that spread. That's just my thoughts. Shout out to Brent. I saw this during Jake's live the other day, guys. 1's in chat if you want Jake content tomorrow on the live. 2's in chat if you're like, I don't want it. I don't want to see it. Let me know. We'll incorporate what you guys are interested in. But this is something that he highlighted during his stream just last night. That's why it keeps coming to the forefront of my mind. BlackRock having pre-allocated XRP from the escrow ready to launch tokenized assets, real-world products, and probably an XRP ETF pre-Clarity Act. If that all happens, my God, the conspiracy theorists are right again, and this space is about to change dramatically. And you've said it before, Johnny. BlackRock, it's not like any of these other companies. It's not going to be the same impact as a WisdomTree or even a Franklin Templeton, which has 1.5 trillion. BlackRock changes the game for everything. Can you speak to that for a moment?
I mean, listen, at the end of the day, it's simple. BlackRock's the 800-pound gorilla in the room. When they come in, everybody listens, everybody follows. You always hear it all the time. People want to stack their pennies next to BlackRock's dollars. So you know, the retail money, the smart retail money is looking at what the real smart money is doing and going, I want a piece of that pie. And so does everybody else, by the way. So do the rest of the big industry experts. They're all looking at what BlackRock's doing. And so to me, I think they're just a game changer. The thing that I don't understand is they were going to play, you know, what are they holding on to? What are they waiting for? Right. So we'll see. But Jake does seem to be connected and kind of knows a lot. I mean, we did a scorecard on Jake. He's usually pretty accurate with his predictions. So if I had to put my money, betting money on anywhere, if Jake is saying there's something going on there, I'm going to bet there's something going on there. There's something going on here too, guys. Make sure you click on the link below, ITrust Capital, and sign up for either a PCA account, Roth IRA account if you want to avoid taxes. Give it a shot. Right now, while we get that free $100 donation. I think that comes out of Ab's pocket. I think Ab's going to be making those $100.
You see this guy stealing my jokes. The real listeners, they know. They don't steal my lines, my friend. Now, Joseph Ray commented, with ITrust, would I have to sell, then transfer my money to ITrust and then purchase it again? Or can I roll it over directly from Uphold? Johnny Krypto, floor is yours.
It's a great question. So it depends. If we're talking about the PCA account, which is a non-retirement account, then you can roll over. I think they've got like 70 or 80 assets in there, and there's about 10 or 12 you can roll directly into it. And then if they don't have it in there, yes, you would have to sell and you'd have to rebuy. If you're doing why is that thing so close zoomed in on me? Back that thing up a bit. But so if it's a PCA account, if it's a retirement account, no, retirement accounts you can't roll it. You can't roll over from one IRA to another. So you would have to. You can't roll from a non-retirement account to a retirement account. You would have to actually sell and buy, but you wouldn't do that. You would just, if anything, a lot of people say, well, John, no. If anything, just start a Roth IRA and just start DCing into that over time as you have, as you're building up funds, right? So that's how I encourage them. You don't need to go and like sell everything and then get to pay a tax hit right there and then move it over and then build that one, because now what you're doing is you're taking your non-retirement account and you're moving it all to retirement. What I did, just to be 100% transparent, Abs, I have both. I have a non-retirement account, and that's in regular exchanges and wallets. And then I have a non-retirement account there. And then I have a retirement account in ITrust Capital. And with there, I have separate money in there. So I didn't have to sell any of my other stuff. I just put new money in there, funded it, and you can put money in two ways. You can contribute up to, I think, about $8,000 a year in a Roth, or you can roll over from a IRA into a Roth IRA. Sometimes you have to do conversions. You got to pay, talk to your tax accountant, but that's the way you can get money into it. So that's a great question. I'm glad you asked that.
Yes. Thank you so much to Joseph Ray, guys. And I want to give a big thank you to Clinton as well. Schultzy, as he's known as here, the best late night show ever. Much love. Thank you so much, guys. And with that being said, we're going to start doing the live raffle here on Good Evening Crypto. We are 1 hour into the stream. I'm going to give you the live like update as well. We've got, and I'll tell you right now, 636 likes on today's show. Massive thank you to each and every single one of you who joined us for these 9 p.m. streams. And we're going to be live in only 12 hours once again. We'll see you guys tomorrow morning. But first, we're going to be raffling off that hat live on air, Johnny. Let me know. You got to share your screen in order for us to do this here.
I'm going to need a couple minutes to go and download all the names and get that in. So, Abs, keep that going. I do want to give a shout out to Love Stocks. This is what I call my baby blue Bailey shirt. Bailey is the chick out there that always puts all the hearts out there. There's tons of hearts out there. And one day she commented about, hey, what about wearing a blue shirt? So I wear the blue shirt. So Bailey, this is for you, but I'm glad that Love Stocks liked it too. Maybe I'll have to wear the blue a little bit more often with the ladies there, Abs.
Johnny Krypto, listen, my man, he's a married man. I'm not.
Yes, I'm married. I'm not saying. I'm just saying. Hey, I have to wear it for the show.
And we're just kidding, guys. But Johnny, I'm going to play a short video. This is Brad Garlinghouse talking about the Amazon connection while he gets the raffle ready. When this video's over, we're going to do the live raffle, giving away a free hat live on air, signed by both myself and Johnny Krypto for today's episode. If you guys enjoyed the show, smash that like button, subscribe to the channel. Make sure you have your notifications on so you get updated every single time we go live. And we appreciate all you guys who enjoy this content. So with that being said, we're going to play this short clip and then we'll give away that free merch.
Amazon today, last time I checked, could only support payouts in 19 different currencies. Amazon is, I think one of the $2 trillion companies. And yet Amazon, their marketplace, which is a huge piece of their business, they can only pay out in 19 currencies. And that is a hodgepodge of integrations around the world, ranging from India to China to the EU. Now, if you think about the implication of that to more tangibly a business, we have had conversations with other networks, other marketplaces like Uber. Uber knows that if they can pay their drivers more frequently, the retention of their drivers goes up. Uber has a big challenge in that people join to become drivers and then they churn out. That means that Uber has to go acquire new drivers. That's not a great thing. Now, some of you probably took a taxi here this morning. When you got out of the taxi, you either paid them in cash or you paid them with a credit card, which frankly would settle in a couple days. In contrast, when you're using Uber, the Uber drivers get paid every 2 weeks. Why is it they get paid every 2 weeks? How can we reduce the friction so every time you get out of an Uber, the Uber driver gets paid? Uber wants that to happen, and despite being obviously a major player, the ability, the friction even associated for someone like that is challenging. Our vision is to truly enable global payments such that you can plug in with one API, and whether you're seeking liquidity, whether you're seeking a payment into a payment network, whether you're seeking a payment to a bank, to reduce that friction such that it is real-time and extremely low cost. By doing that, we think we can let RippleNet truly scale to serve a new set of customer demands. On demand and real time. Again, we are all witnessing a generation grow up that are sometimes pejoratively described as millennials. They expect real time. They've grown up with the expectation that this is going to be a real-time experience. They can click on their phone and have ice cream delivered in 30 minutes. I do love ice cream. Let's not criticize that. So we can make them low cost. We can truly get a dramatic reduction in the error rate such that there are not failures, and deliver an elegant experience both to banks and to their customers.
There you have it, guys. Brad clearly explaining how blockchain tech can be used to improve existing business models. Post-Clarity Act, that's become a much more common conversation. Here's one more 90-second clip, and then we're going to begin raffling off the free merch.
For example, let's pick the two that I don't remember whether it was Tillman or Andrew mentioned. So two of the coins that are on there are XRP and Solana. XRP and Solana and a bunch of others are vying to be the base layer to support new transaction modalities. Now, boy, does that sound geeky. But the fact is that the way exchanges work and the way money moves when it is right now, everything is centralized exchanges. Everything is done via proprietary systems. Both XRP more in payments and Solana more in trading are vying to be part of a newer globalized infrastructure. If those things take form, so if Solana broadens beyond memes to trading of everything, then it's going to be worth a shit ton more than it is today. The total addressable market for providing that as a base layer is significant. The same thing with XRP with regard to payments and SWIFT. And if XRP underlies the stable coins that are become, if basically not just RLUSD, but if Chase coin and JP Morgan coin all use the XRP ledger, then it will have value. If it doesn't, it won't. And so it really becomes a question of that word that I think it was Andrew that used, which is utility. If they have utility, they will be worth more. Elsewise on the screen, and of course you could mention Ether and the same thing in terms of tokenization. And so, that's a big.
This is really interesting, guys. So somebody said David tweeted he was thinking about strawberry ice cream. National Strawberry Ice Cream Day is January 15th. The Ripple Riddlers, they're going wild, my friends. That's a little humor to end the stream. Now, we do have over 4,000 people here. We're going to begin raffling off the free merchandise for tonight. And you guys saw it earlier, the signed Good Evening Crypto hat by myself and Johnny Krypto. We're about to spin the wheel and give it away absolutely free here tonight during the show. Now, Johnny, I'm going to have to kind of rush you a little bit here because I can only buy 5-6 minutes of time, my friend. How are we looking on those on the wheel?
All right, we're getting close, my friend. Give me a second. I think I got everybody. We got a few people that were out of the country, so I'm trying to get them all out. So if we'll call them anyway after the show, and if they're out of the country, we'll spin it again.
Looks like Johnny's working immigration tonight, my friend.
That's right. I don't know if I'm going to be using the word ice right now. From what I understand, everybody. But let me see here if I can pull this bad boy up. I know Charles is getting a little impatient there. He wants me to spin it, and he's a Steeler fan, so I'm going to give him a little bit of a break there. But with that said, let me just share my screen here, Abs. Make sure we got the wheel. All right, there it is. There it is, Abs. Here we go, my friend. I am about ready to spin this. You know, someone mentioned that they like the baby blue with some Merlin color. You know, I haven't even mentioned that, guys. If you haven't signed up for Merlin, I don't know what you're waiting for. We've given you the tool. That's right, Abs. Tell them, click the link below. Sign up, Allie. We love you. Sign up for a 30-day free trial. Bring all your crypto in place. Set up an exit plan. And when those alerts hit, then you know what to do. Use ITrust Capital. All right, I've done enough plugs. We are going to fire this bad boy off, Abs. And let's see who's going to be the lucky winner of this hat tonight. Abs, let me know if you can hear the sound when I kick it off, because here we go. 3, 2, 1.
And the wheel is officially spinning, guys. In a matter of seconds, we're going to have another lucky winner tonight. Just in, spending bill passed, so no government shutdown. That's a big update, guys. Some breaking news there. This guy says, I love Merlin. Listen, we all love Merlin. You got to love Merlin here. And we are rolling. We are rocking. Oh, just rolled past Todd to Michael.
John. Oh, it's not John.
Brent.
Dustin or Reginald. Here we go. Oh, it's Reginald Dreyer. Congratulations, Reginald. Now, remember, it's not over yet. Reginald needs to pick up the phone. So I'm now going to unshare my screen, and let's see if he answers the phone here. Give me a second while I go grab his number. And we'll see.
Let's all congratulate Reginald in chat. Well, he's going to, I wonder if it's Reggie Nuts. That's what somebody asked. Shout out to Reggie. Is it Reggie? That would be insane.
Reggie, are you here? Abs, if he's in the chat, scream it out. Are you here, Reggie?
Reggie, is that you, my friend? Let's see. If everyone says it's Reggie. Congrats. He said don't answer. Someone said don't answer the phone. Don't answer the phone, Reggie. Shout out to Reggie. He's here. It's looking like it's him. Yep. He said it's Europe. It's him, Johnny Krypto. So it looks like, listen, that $20 donation paid off, guys. Those double entries.
There you go.
Wins the odds in their favor,
my friend. All right. Well, then if he's here and we validated it, he's in the chat, then you win. That's it. It's game over. Reggie, I'm going to be sending you an email. Make sure you respond back to that so we can get your address, and we will be mailing you this beautiful 3 of a kind. There's only about 3 of these signed hat. Good Evening Crypto with both Abs and myself on here. We'll get that out to you shortly thereafter.
So with that being said, guys, we love you all. We appreciate you all. Hopefully you had some fun during tonight's stream. We missed you guys this morning. I want to give a special shout out and congrats to Reggie. Like I said, I'm always excited when I see those familiar names winning the merchandise, participating in the community. Shout out to each and every single one of you. If you guys enjoyed this stream, smash that like button on the way out of here. If you're not subscribed, subscribe to the channel. Come hang out with us on a daily basis, live at 11 a.m. And you get a 5:30 p.m. update almost every single day. I said almost that time, guys. So we love you. We appreciate you all. Go out. Don't touch some grass. Don't hug some family. Just go to bed. It's late night, my friends. So we'll see you all in the next.
You're going to be so proud of your president, and I don't care about that. But you are going to be so proud of your country, because we're going to turn it around, and we're going to start winning again. We're going to win so much. We're going to win at every level. We're going to win economically. We're going to win with the economy. We're going to win with military. We're going to win with healthcare and for our veterans. We're going to win with every single facet. We're going to win so much, you may even get tired of winning. And you'll say, please, Please, it's too much winning. We can't take it anymore. Mr. President, it's too much. And I'll say, no, it isn't. We have to keep winning. We have to win more. See, the bottom line is,
well, you don't know much about crypto. You know nothing about nothing. You're fake news.
So if you're looking to do the same strategies that we implement here on Good Evening Crypto, I would advise everybody sign up for Merlin and click on the ITrust Capital link below. Now, why did these two ideas play off one another? Merlin is going to allow our listeners to understand where they should be taking profit in this market, and ITrust is going to allow our listeners to take that profit tax-free through an IRA product. Now, that's not the best part about this. We are giving new clients a $100 sign-up bonus using the promo code GEC9. So I would encourage everybody, click on the link below the video, use promo code GEC9, and set yourself up for success during this crypto bull market.
But the challenge, as you know well, is the U.S. has